We've been hearing how the demon Sambara created three other demons, Dama, Vyala and Kata, and these demons were invincible because they had no latent tendencies or conditioning, but they weren't enlightened. So they weren't afraid of death they weren't bothered by victory or defeat. They just got on with their nature, which was fighting, their Dharma. Vasistha continued. The demon Sambara dispatched his invulnerable army, protected by the three new demons, to fight with the gods. The army of the gods too got ready to fight. The demons were unarmed and they were engaged in hand-to-hand combat with the gods. A fierce battle ensued. Later they fought with all kinds of terrible missiles, destroying all the cities, villages, caves, animals and others. Each side alternately enjoyed victory and suffered defeat. Doesn't sound like it's that much fun being a god unless you're into fighting, and which should probably be a demon actually. But let's not look into that too closely. The three principal demons looked for the principal gods, but they could not be found. The demons went back to Sambara to report to him. The gods prayed to the creator Brahma, who appeared before them at once and begged him to find a way to destroy the three demons. Brahma said, O gods, Sambara cannot be killed now. He will be killed after 100 years by Lord Vishnu. So there's not much that can be done about him. And 100 years isn't that long a time in divine terms. It is wise for you to retreat from battle as if defeated by the three demons. In due course, on account of their engagement in this war, the ego sense will arise in them. Then they will be subject to psychological conditioning and develop latent tendencies. Just now, these three demons are utterly devoid of the ego sense and its adjuncts, conditioning and tendencies. So here we've got a bit of psychological warfare going on. And I suppose, so the demons can't sort of carry on this behaviour and not get caught up in it. That's the point. They might be cheered for being victorious and they might start to enjoy that, and then they get a sense of identity as great warriors and all the rest of it. And this is what this story is about. They in whom the ego sense, me, and its counterpart, the tendencies, do not exist, know neither desire nor anger. They are invincible. He who is bound by the ego sense, me, and by the conditioning of the mind, even if he is regarded as a great man or a man of great learning, can be defeated even by a child. In other words, you're going to lose yourself, you lose who you are, you lose this ultimate sense of being. In fact, the notions of I and mine are the ego receptacles which receive sorrow and suffering. Once you start identifying with notions of an individuality, well, you're lost. You're lost. You've got the option of identifying with awareness, which is absolute, or you've got the option of getting lost into notions of identity and of what's yours and what's not yours. He who identifies the body with the self sinks in misery. He who even envisions the self as the omnipresent being overcomes sorrow. He who even envisions the self. So, it's not about envisioning the self, but this is a possibility you've got, even if you somehow have a belief that you're not the ego, then that helps. But that's still not realization. You need to realize you're not the ego, not have a belief about it. To the latter, there is nothing in the three worlds which is not the self and which is to be desired. He whose mind is conditioned can be defeated. In the absence of such conditioning, even a mosquito becomes immortal. Immortal means going beyond time. And very often in these teachings you can hear talk of immortality, which sounds very appealing, doesn't it? But to achieve immortality, you've got to actually give up any notion of personal identity. It's not the personal identity which becomes immortal. The conditioned mind experiences suffering. When rid of the conditioning, it experiences delight. Conditioning or craving weakens a person. Hence, you need not feel anxious to fight these three demons. Do what you can to create in them the feelings of I and mine. Since they are ignorant creatures of the demon Sambara, they will easily fall for this bait. Then they can be easily defeated by you all.